A love song for Rikki Wilde. That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to talk about. I just finished reading this book, my first time reading anything by Tia Williams, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So we're just going to jump right in. But before we do that, before I start sharing my book notes on this book, I want to remind you to please like and subscribe to the channel. It is helping us grow. We have 31 subscribers to date, and I'm so excited about each and every 31 of you. So thank you. Welcome to my bookish space. And if you are back here joining me for this, thank you. It's good to see you. And if you're new, I'm so excited that you are here. I talk about books that I love, books that I'm reading, all things bookish things, and bookish thoughts, on just culture and commentary. So if you are a book lover, you are in the right place, and I read a wide variety of genres. So that's right. So today I'm going to be sharing my book notes on this book, A Love Song for Rikki Wilde, and this is written by Tia Williams. So I met this book when I was taking myself out on a date. I am doing the Artist Way, although I have not made it through the 12 weeks. Any Artist Way people out there, leave it in the comment section below. Let me know if you have any tips, secrets, if you've finished the 12 weeks. If you don't know the Artist Way, check it out. But I took myself out on an artist date, and I went to this bookstore that's not too far from me, and it's called Friends to Lovers. And it's a bookstore that's just focused on romance novels. And I am not a romance girl. I realize I don't read a lot of romance work at all, at all. But I went into this bookstore, and it's super, super cute. Super, super cute space. They did a great job on it. And I asked the owner to help me find some books. And she asked me what kind of things I like to read. And I was like, historical fiction, sometimes adventure. And so she pulled out 4 books. I bought them all. And this was the first one that I read of her selection. And she nailed it for me. This book by Tia Williams, when was it published? I don't know. I think it's pretty recent, you guys. Oh, yeah. 2024. Okay. Well, yeah, 2024. This book is... it has a lot to it. Well, one, it's a love story. So if you're looking for a love story, come here for it. It's a love story. But it's a love story with a little bit of it's got a little something different going on. Rikki Wilde is the protagonist of this story, and she comes from a very prominent, wealthy family. I think they're somewhere in the South. I don't remember exactly where, but they're very wealthy, prominent family, generational wealth because of their funeral home business that they have. And she is the youngest of some siblings, all sisters. And it's this case scenario where the sisters, everyone else has their life together, and they're, continuing the family business and having their own funeral homes, and life is progressing. And then there is Miss Rikki, who is the one that doesn't have her stuff together and causes problems. And she doesn't want to be in the business of what she calls dying. She wants to be in the business of what she calls living. And for her, her love and passion are not, funerals and all of that. Her love and passion happens to be with flowers. She loves flowers. She loves blooms. She knows a lot about it. And so with the prompting of a woman that she meets at her family's funeral home where she works, she's the receptionist, because that's all they really trust her to do. The woman was there to bury her husband, but she also was hey, you can come and check out my brownstone in New York and do a flower shop there, because she shared with her dream. And Rikki decides to take her up with that. She moves to Harlem, New York. She works by herself, really, to establish a flower shop, and a beautiful flower shop. And she ends up meeting a friend. And so she has a budding friendship with a female friend. And she has a relationship here or two as she's kind of settling into New York. But then she meets Breeze. And he's a different type of man. Not only is he like beautiful, but he's a different type of man, a different type of like charisma going on, and a different type of substance that she experiences, but she can't figure out. And these two characters are drawn to each other like magnets. So I'm not going to get into so much as to why, because in book notes, we don't spoil the book for you. I just try to kind of give you an idea of the story. But the narration is told in like first person narration, third person too. And the book is written like each chapter goes back and forth between focus and dates. So the chapters are written in dates. And that's the first thing that you see, because you realize as you're reading this that the date range of this book is from 1920s, 1930s to 2024. So we're going back and forth through time. And what's really interesting is I'm trying to find like an exact date, but every chapter that I'm like opening up, it's like, it's not behaving. Okay, but just trust me on that. It goes back and forth, and we get to see that Breeze he's from the past, and she obviously is in the present. I'm not going to tell you like what's going on with that, but their connection and their relationship is real, and it's very passion filled, and it's very healing, I would say, also for both. One of the things that I really liked about this book, in addition to just their kind of love storyline that I thought was interesting, I really liked the fact that it was set in Harlem, and because we're going back and forth in time, and that we get to kind of see Harlem in its heyday of the Harlem Renaissance, which is absolutely one of my favorite periods of history. And because I'm such a lover of that period, and I'm also an artist myself, there were so many like names and artists and places that were familiar to me. And so in a little bit of a way, without it being the point, this also reads like a history, like a little history lesson of Harlem and of culture. The other thing I kind of liked about it too is just the writing style. I think Tia she's a very witty writer. It's a very fast pace. The pacing was consistent all the way through. And so I just loved almost like the timing and the style of her writing. It was just really perfect for a book to pick up and take on vacation, which is what I think I did. I read this when I was traveling on a road trip, and it was just a great escape book to kind of put my whole self in. And I was very interested to see what's going to happen with these, two lovers, and how can they come together? Are they going to be able to come together? And Rikki is a character that I was just able to root for the whole way. So I think that that's another thing that made this story come alive for me, is that I wanted her to win. I had an investment in her and in them as a couple, in their relationship as well. So yeah, a love song for Rikki Wilde. I'm surprised. I am going to read more of Tia Williams' works, because I really enjoyed this one a lot. There were some things that I didn't enjoy for this book. So number one, I was able to see the ending coming, and I don't like when I can just see the ending coming. So I didn't like that. And then there were some elements of it, some of the elements that felt a little forced or corny to me. And I'm not going to say what those are. If you read it, you might see it, because I don't want to give it away. But some of the spaces, and it wasn't like a large part, but some of the faces felt like really, really kind of just a little wonky, a little corny, that didn't work for me. But outside of that, I really enjoyed this book. It's a book that I would recommend to people if you're looking for a fast-paced, fun read. If you like history, especially the Harlem Renaissance era. And if you're just interested in Black culture in a different way and being able to experience it in a different way. And if you are just looking for a good old-fashioned love story, then this book is one that you might want to go to wherever you enjoy getting books and pick it up. That's all I have for right now. I just wanted to pop on and just share my quick thoughts about this book with you guys. Again, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like and subscribe button and help us bloom like these beautiful flowers in this book. It did make me want to go to a florist shop and take a class. I really did. I was like, I need to do better with my flower arrangements. That's all, you guys. I will see you next time. Until then, stay reading. Bye.